In this video, we're going to look at the probability of an event. So let's look at one example in depth. Let's say that in this example, and please write this out with me, a box has 11 red cards, 4 brown cards, and 3 green cards. A card is chosen at random from the box. Okay, we want to know what is the probability that the card is not brown. The probability that the card is not brown. Okay, so this is the deal, guys. The probability of an event. So you may or may not know probability just is a number between 0 and 1 that gives you the likeliness that an event will occur. So just a side note, so the probability probability that an event will occur is a number between 0 and 1 inclusive, meaning it could be 0 or 1. That gives you the likeliness of that event to occur. So it's a number between 0 and 1 that gives the likeliness that an event will occur. So if you think about it, you have like this spectrum, okay? So it could be 0, it could be 1. If the probability is 1, that means the event will occur. Without fail, it is definitely going to happen. If the probability is 0, that means this is impossible to occur. So like for example, this would be like if you flip a coin, what's the probability that it's going to be a heads or a tails? Well, if the coin has a heads and a tails on it, if you flip the coin, it will land either a heads or a tails. Like it's going to happen, one or the other. If I said over here, if you flip a coin, what's the probability that it turns up a 6? If the coin doesn't even have a 6 on it and you flip the coin, it's not going to happen. It's going to be either a heads or a tails. It's impossible for that to happen. Right in the middle, if the probability is 0.5, this is just as likely for the event to happen or as not to happen. That's why, if you flip a coin, this is a fair way of choosing between two things, because when you flip a coin, as long as it's a fair coin, the probability that it's going to be heads is 0.5. The probability that it's going to be tails is 0.5. It's just as likely to be on either side. I'll give you an example. When I look at the Weather Channel application on my phone to decide whether or not it's okay for me to ride my bike to school or go somewhere, whenever I see a probability of like 0 for rain, it should be that it's impossible to occur. I would argue that the Weather Channel app is oftentimes wrong, because I've gone out where looks like it could rain and it's cloudy and it actually does rain, and I've seen 0%. So I don't think they understand probability quite well. They should probably make it like 0.1 or 0.01. It's maybe not going to rain, but it's always potentially possible, right? It's not impossible to never rain. Anyway, let's get back to the problem at hand. So we have a box that has 11 red cards, 4 brown cards, and 3 green cards. We're choosing a card at random. What's the probability it's not brown? This is how I would try to write this problem. we want to find the probability that it's not brown. I use the letter P for probability, and then in parentheses, I'll write what I want. So we want the probability that the card is not brown. So probability is a very simple ratio. It's just a fraction, okay? The top is you have to count the number of ways to get what you want. So we have to get the number of ways, can't spell, number of ways to not get brown out of the total number of ways to pick. So it's always the number of ways to get what you want out of all possible ways this could occur. So the number of ways to not get a brown, if you think about it, there's 11 red, there are 4 brown, but there were 3 green. So that leaves 11 plus 3. So 11 plus 3 is my numerator because there's 11 reds and 3 greens. That's how many ways I could not get a brown, right? Now, in the bottom is the total number of ways I could pick. Well, totally, there's 11 reds, 4 browns, and 3 greens. So it'd be 11 plus 4 plus 3. So the numerator is 11 plus 3, that'd be 14. And then in the bottom is the 14 that's 11 plus 4 is 15, plus 3 more, that'd be 18. So it's 14 out of 18, and the book will just let you, or Alex will let you just reduce that fraction. So if I divide by 2 into each of those, that'd be 7/9. So 7 over 9, if you were to put into your calculator, it's closer to 1 than it is to 0, right? So if it was 9 out of 9, that'd be 1. 8 out of 9 is almost 1. 7 out of 9 is a little bit less. But this is likely to happen, right? It's likely that you're going to get something that's not brown. And that probability would be 7/9 in Alex. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.